Hi, I hope you're having a great day. In this video, I am finally going to open the art books issued by the Royal Academy of Arts that I bought in London last year. A couple of people were really interested in seeing what is inside these books, including me. As you can see, I still haven't opened them. I can't even believe that I managed to wait for so long to open these books. Multiple times when I had a bit of free time, I was thinking about these books and that it would be great to open them and have a look, but I kept talking myself out of it because I wanted to share this moment with you. But mostly I've been so busy that I didn't even think about these books, to be honest. So this video will be a very exciting for me because I will be able to open these books finally. For those who haven't watched that art haul video, these books represent sketchbooks or art books of some established artists. I have two books here. One is by Norman Ackroyd, the other one is Emma Stephen. There are many more available from the same series, but I picked these two specifically because I'm a fan of landscapes, especially British landscapes. This one is because it's a journal which contains travel notes and sketches from the artist's trips to Antarctica, to the Arctic, and to some other northern interesting places like Iceland, Norway, and so on. I love northern places, and it's been my dream to visit the Arctic or Antarctica for a while, and if I ever went there, I would definitely bring back an art book from there too. So I'm really curious to see what she produced while she was on her expeditions. But apart from these two books, I will also flip through a couple of new books that I got in St. Petersburg during my Christmas holidays. I have two rare catalogs here from the Hermitage Museum. These catalogues are dedicated to architectural drawings. I will also flip them through. And finally, I have one book with artworks of Archip Kuindzhi. So yeah, let's look at these books. I will open these art books first. I can't wait to be able to sit down in the evening with a cup of tea and look at them in more details, but for now, let's just flip them through. All of the books from this series, they were packaged with this plastic wrapping, so it was impossible to have a look at these books inside the shop. That's why I bought these books only based on the description at the back. So they have a description of the book at the back, and that's the only way how you can understand what this book is about. And the cover, obviously. So the cover also gives you an idea what kind of drawings or sketches you can expect to find in this book. Oh, this book is called Fire and Ice. In the art haul video, I also mentioned that at the back here, it says that this artist, Emma Stephen, has accompanied research expeditions to all those places that I mentioned, like the Arctic and Antarctic oceans. And her sketches from these trips, made using materials such as volcanic ash. She was basically trying to use some interesting and unusual materials which would be special to the places that she was visiting. And that's one of the things that got me really curious, and that's something I would definitely want to try and do myself. This one is so nice. It looks like watercolor with granulation. I wonder if there is more information regarding the materials she was using, because this one, for example, looks like watercolor. This one is nice. I can kind of feel the atmosphere of being in this place. And this one is from the cover. Wow, this one is so cool. When you look at sketches like this, they seem very simple, and it may seem that it would be so easy to repeat these sketches and create something similar, but in reality, it's not as simple as that. So this is the eyes section starts. I already love this combination of this lavender and a little bit of turquoise as well. It's one of my favorite color combinations. So yeah, I was saying that some artworks may seem simple, but in reality it would be really hard to repeat something like that. It takes a lot of knowledge and practice. And that is what is fascinating about these artworks. I love when she uses blues and these like light pastel blues in her artworks, because like many of her artworks are black and white, and then you have these blue accents, and I think this is amazing. I would really love to see all these artworks presented in an exhibition. Oh, this one is really beautiful. I can't even look at these sketches, I just want to go there. I've been to the Arctic Circle 2 years ago. I didn't really produce a lot of artworks there because I wasn't that experienced yet, so this one is nice. If I went there again now, I would produce a lot more things. I really like how you can clearly see the strokes of watercolor, so she was probably using some cellulose sketchbook. Her strokes are very expressive and free. But as I said, it only seems like they are spontaneous and maybe even careless in some places, but in reality probably all of this is very like calculated in advance. They have all the field notes with the information about all of the materials, so I can see that she used watercolor, gouache, Indian ink. She took gouache with her to an expedition. That's so cool. So watercolor, gouache and Indian ink. This artwork, like this one, was done using volcanic ash and carbon. All of this is watercolor. This one is volcanic ash as well. This was the first book, the first art book. So inspiring, honestly. I can't wait to look at it properly when I have some free time. Let's do the second one. As far as I understand, this book will contain some landscapes found on the British Isles. Wow, he spent over 4 decades recording the landscapes. Shetland Notebook contains 39 watercolors selected from several journeys to the edges of the Shetland Islands. Let's see. Okay, so this book will be specific to Shetland Islands. I think these artworks and the ones that I've shown just now from the previous book are done in a kind of similar style. I don't know if that's what you think as well, but they are also very free and expressive, but at the same time they are very captivating and interesting, and it wouldn't be something that would be very easy to repeat. You may think that this is some like simple sketch, but I can pretty much guarantee that it's not that easy to come up with such an idea, especially if you are painting or drawing on location. I wonder what he's using. Are these like crayons? I think these kind of sketches are more about atmosphere rather than being able to realistically capture the images and the landscapes in your sketchbook. Yes, maybe you will not be able to properly identify what he was trying to convey here or what is this place, but it gives you the atmosphere of this place, and I think it's amazing. You can feel the weather, you can feel what it was like to be there, even though you might not be able to fully understand what this place was. I like this. Is this gouache? Such freeness in your artworks also only comes with experience. I really want to be able to create something like this one day as well. An art book dedicated to one specific place or one specific trip. I love this one. This one looks like an ink. Okay, so here they have descriptions. They actually say what these places are. I said that you will not be able to identify the place from the drawing, but they actually tell you what this place is. But they don't tell you what were the materials used for these drawings. Which is a shame, because I would be very curious. I mean, I can guess that this is watercolor, crayons, gouache, maybe ink, like here. I am actually really happy with these books, even just by flipping through them in a very quick manner. I immediately felt a huge influx of inspiration. Even though I'm not a landscape painter, I just wanted to grab my paints and go and paint a couple of landscapes. Okay, so let's move on to the next batch. These catalogues with architectural drawings and paintings. For these ones, I actually know what is inside, and that's how I picked them at the store. But I am very excited to show them to you. Architectural painting or drawing or sketching is my favorite genre of painting like ever, and I cannot even express it in words how much inspiration I get when I look at other people's architectural drawings. Every time I go to a bookshop, I immediately go to the arts or architecture section and I look for books with examples of architectural drawings. Unfortunately, there are not that many available. If you go to museums, you know that it's not an extremely popular genre. Artists mainly paint people, portraits, landscapes, but not architecture specifically. And here I found these amazing books full of architecture, and not only architecture, but ancient Roman architecture too, which is like my favorite thing on the whole planet. So I wasn't even thinking about buying these books. The question was how many I will buy. There were more of those, like more of different catalogs with different artists or maybe different editions, because this one is Piranesi. He's quite famous for architectural drawings. His works are published in multiple books, not just in this one. So there were more books with only his drawings, but also there were other drawings as well. For example, this book, this is Piranesi, and this one is Charles Louis Clarisseau. So he was a French architect, and apparently he produced a lot of drawings, architectural drawings as well. He was an architect of Catherine the Great. She was an empress in Imperial Russia. These are the drawings from the Hermitage collection. The shop assistant at the store told me that this is a very rare catalogue, not easily found. This catalogue is dated to 1997. Let me quickly show these books to you. I think I will start with this one. So once again, this is Clarisseau, French architect. I will quickly flip through them. This is something interesting they've included in the book. I don't know what this is. Maybe it's like a bookmark. I really like this page. This book is very well designed and put together. There are a lot of words, like there is a lot of text included in this book. I haven't read anything yet. To be honest, I might read it one day, but I'm mostly interested in the drawings. When I look at these things, I immediately feel inspired to create something myself. I know that, of course, not everyone is excited about architecture or architectural drawings. So please let me know if you also find these artworks inspiring and captivating. And if not, you can let me know what your favorite genre of painting is. Capitals, one of my favorite things to paint and to draw. A lot of black and white pieces. So this part of the book, as far as I understood, this part of the book is more about descriptions, maybe his life and his and about the collection, as I can see, it says here as well. And here it's finally the catalog starts. Once again, just a lot of black and white photos, but there will be color. Some interesting ornaments. Rome. I've been to Rome twice, and I did some urban sketching there once, and I would definitely go again if I had a chance. Oh, this is Pisa. These two are just amazing. This is gouache and ink. Also gouache, it seems like most of his artworks that contain color are done in gouache. This is ink and gouache as well. This is ink, watercolor, and some white gouache. It's the same. I think that's it. It's just some references. So that was the first catalog, and this is the second one containing Piranesi's artworks. This book also looks quite well made. This is his information, his biography. These are his artworks. I think this book only contains black and white artworks. I can't say if he produced black and white artworks or if it's just being reproduced in this way. Unfortunately, I'm not that knowledgeable about his art. I definitely need to look into his artworks and research more. Also did maps. I love this one. especially these ruined columns. This one is also interesting. I wonder if it says anywhere what are the sizes of these artworks, because it doesn't say it here. It would be really interesting to kind of have an idea what is the size. I like this one. Forum, a Roman forum. This is also one of my favorite views. Vatican. He's so precise. I wonder how much time it took him to produce these artworks. And from a very brief research, it seems like he was an archaeologist, so he wasn't an artist. I mean, he was definitely an artist, but it wasn't like his only interest or his only occupation. Okay. Also bibliography, so maybe if you're interested, you can take a picture, take some notes of these books. Yeah, so these are the two catalogues from the Hermitage. The last book, this is a book about Archip Kuindzhi, an absolutely amazing Ukrainian artist who also lived and worked in St. Petersburg in Imperial Russia. He paints landscapes. This is my second favorite genre of painting, and at some point I even wanted to do them too before I decided that I should better focus on cities first. The thing I love most about his paintings is how he works with color. Obviously, there will be larger artworks. This is once again just an introduction into his life. This is a catalogue from the Russian Museum in St. Petersburg, where you can find a lot of his works. At the end, I will show you my favorite section of the book. So these are his sketches. Before doing his proper artworks on a larger format, he apparently did a lot of black and white sketches with just a graphite pencil, so it just says graphite pencil, and he tried to understand the value relationship for landscape, because if you ever painted a landscape, you know that it's really difficult to get the values right, because you just kind of see colors and huge shapes. If you have a seascape, you just see the sky and you see some water, and there are no man-made objects, which would be a lot easier to paint rather than nature. So I think what we can all learn from him is that even for something seemingly simple, such as a landscape, it's always a good idea to do a graphite sketch first, just to understand the value relationships. This is oil, so he mainly worked with oil. This one actually gives you all the sizes. He worked with oil, but he used different kinds of surfaces. Oh, this is my favorite spread, because even though I like landscapes, my heart will always be with architecture and with cities, and I think he did an absolutely amazing job with capturing these views. Colors are so perfect. This is not the favorite section I mentioned at the beginning, but this is also one of my favorite spreads. I haven't studied it in details yet, but I'm definitely going to spend a few moments taking a closer look at his strokes, at his colors. This is also architecture. I saw this painting at the museum. I was saying that even though he worked with oil primarily, he used different kinds of surfaces like canvas, carton, paper. I guess for some simpler and smaller artworks, he didn't use canvas. A lot of nature. I like this one. A lot of trees. Person as well. Oh, look at the colors. You can feel it. You can feel this sunset. It's so beautiful, especially here on the houses. He was an absolute master of color. People sketches, one of his most favorite artworks as well, and I absolutely love this turquoise accent. We're getting closer to my favorite section of the book that will be full of just plain landscapes and seascapes. Here, look at these colors, look at the composition, at the color combinations. It's so peaceful, and these colors just go so well together. It brings me a lot of joy and inspiration just looking at these artworks. And yeah, this is the section I was talking about. Like all of these artworks in this section, especially this page, these two artworks. The colors, the composition. This is so inspiring for me. I suspect it's a very personal matter. I know it's a very personal matter how people perceive different colors and color combinations. What's absolutely captivating for me might not be true for you or for anyone else. And I'm actually really curious what other people think about these artworks. I always find it difficult to work with the skies because it is very simple, and that's why it's very difficult to convey it on a piece of paper. And I think he did a great job here as well. Mountains. That's it. This is memories of his students and his brief biography. And that's it. Okay, so we've looked at 5 books in this video. I hope you've enjoyed this quick flip through. I don't even know if it's right to ask which one you enjoyed more because I don't want to make it into comparison of different artists because they are also amazing and so great. I guess maybe let me know your preferences, whether you prefer landscapes or whether you like architectural drawings more, or maybe and if we're talking about landscapes, do you prefer contemporary landscapes or traditional oil landscapes? And I hope this video gave you a little bit of inspiration for your own artworks. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.